Rob Grimes with the IFBTA, and I'm really pleased today to be with one of our newest global industry partners, Alex Kinnier, who's the CEO and co-founder of GetUpside. So welcome, and welcome to the IFBTA.
Thank you very much.
But you're actually sort of new to the industry too.
That's true.
Did I get that right?
That is true.
So what is your history before getting into the industry, and then how long have you been in the industry with GetUpside?
So I've been in software development for a long time. My career in software development started about 17 years ago at Google, where I was leading the development of our large advertiser ad-serving platform. Mm-hmm. And at the heart of that is two things. One is personalization. It's really the platform that makes it so that every consumer on the internet gets a unique and personalized experience. That's part one. And then part two is the measurement. And being able to track very precisely exactly where your dollar goes when you advertise and how much you earn back in profit. And that platform that we built at Google really is an extraordinarily efficient and measurable way to increase profits for businesses. And that's proven the world over. What always struck me was that in brick and mortar commerce, so restaurants, grocery stores, brick and mortar commerce does not have this same ability to personalize, to understand their customers, and to measure the impacts of their efforts. And so 3.5 years ago, we began on this journey to digitally personalize brick and mortar commerce. And that's led us right to restaurants.
So you've started 3 years ago in the really probably not restaurant business, but retail business.
Correct.
But why don't you sort of give me the synopsis of your vision of what GetUpside is? Because I think from the initial impression, and even my initial impression when I first met you guys, here's another, loyalty marketing type of thing, but you're really not that. So,
that's right.
How would you describe, what you guys are focused on, your vision?
Sure thing. So we're a platform that digitally personalizes brick and mortar commerce. But let's take it down to a restaurant. What does that actually mean? Very simply put, it's incremental profit, proven, delivered to you without any incremental work.
Right.
So what does that mean, right? So there's three key components. The first is that we take a cost that every single restaurant faces, which is their credit card processing. And we turn that cost. We're not in credit card processing. You can use any credit card processor you want. We're not in that game. But we take that anonymized data feed from the card processor, directly from the card processor, and we turn that into a data source to understand every one of your customers and how much they were purchasing from you before. And then we compare that against all of our users, our millions of users on our app or millions of users across our partner apps that are powered by our platform, to see across all those users who's never been to your restaurant,
right? Who
moves by your restaurant, because we have location of our users, coming by your restaurant, not going in. And those that do go in, how much do they buy and how often do they buy? So that's part one. Part two.
But with your restaurant, because you're getting data that's specific to people who have come into your restaurant.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's right.
So that's step number one, that the restaurant has to sign on, and in doing so, they're allowing their credit card data to be shared with you.
Their credit card processor data, and it's all anonymized. So there's no PII. It's outside the PCI DSS. There's nothing dangerous that's being shared, right? It's just first six, last four, not full card IDs. So that's part one. Part two then is we understand the margins of your business. So the gross margin of your business, and if you have different categories of sales, the gross margin of those categories. So a pizza restaurant might have gross profits in the 80+%, right? A sushi restaurant will be in 30%, right? So we understand the profitability of your business on a gross margin basis. And then the last piece is that through our app or our partner apps, we understand what motivates each user. So we know where they are from a location perspective, but then we're constantly testing. We have an AI engine that is learning about every single customer.
What is a partner app? Because you've mentioned that a couple times. So what would be the example of a partner app?
A partner app could be the branded app of one of our merchant customers.
Oh, okay.
Or it could be a third-party app. that has a
might
large
be
user
using.
base. That's correct.
That they might be using.
No, not necessarily that they're using, but something that we're powering that we are able to understand about that user, and then we're able to surface opportunities within that app for our restaurant clients on the platform.
You know, a lot of people make the claim over time, because you see it all, in the marketing and loyalty types of platforms, they'll sit there and say, pay us a monthly fee, we're going to deliver. I used to go through this when I wanted to advertise with certain people, and I'd say, well, how about this? How about if I pay you a fee per actual delivery? So, oh, no, we need you to pay, right? So you made the comment that you're going to enhance their profitability, and you're also going to enhance their customers coming in, new customers, because of what you know. Mm-hmm. So am I paying for that up front, or am I paying for that when you perform?
So this is one of the big differences. We believe so strongly that this methodology of being able to treat every single customer as an individual, and based on all the data that we have, that we can prove to you, we can show you this person's never been to your business over the past 12 months, or this person has been to your business, and here's how often they come and how much they purchase from you. And we're so confident that we're able to get them to buy more from you profitably. There are zero costs up front. Absolutely zero. No costs up front. There's also no hardware, no software to set up at your business, and you literally pay nothing. The only time you ever pay anything is on a profit sharing basis. So that's why it's so important. It's important for us to understand your margins so that we never bring you a customer unprofitably.
Do I have to send you a check, or is that profit sharing running through you?
Profit sharing is running through us.
Okay, so that's how you control it, but at the same time, you have to show me that you earned it.
That's right. And so that really comes to the heart of our measurement, which we perfected at Google, and we're bringing into this industry. There, we're able to see, literally on an individual by individual basis, customer test and control for every single customer for your business. So when you go into our dashboards, you're able to see this customer, how often they purchased from you in the past, how much they purchased from you, the profitability of that customer, and then it is only if we're able to increase that do we profit share together.
So there's two ways to increase. One is to get them in the first place, right? And then the second one is to add on to their normal spend or get an extra visit.
That's
correct.
Is that
what it is?
That's exactly right.
So what happens when a person is now acquired and they're a customer and they're coming in regularly? Are they dropping off on your end?
Well, if they drop off on our end and continue just going to the restaurant, that's fine. That's good for the restaurant.
Well, I didn't actually mean that they drop off like the app and you're tracking them, but I'm asking about once you've acquired them and you've gotten the increased spend, if they plateau, they just continue to come in, they continue to spend the same amount. Are you still collecting on that, or you're only collecting on the upside of it?
Right. This is where the profit sharing comes in. Our incentives are completely aligned with the incentives of the restaurant owner to find what is the highest price point or minimal promotion that's required to keep that user coming back or increase that user's frequency
Sure.
or ticket size.
Okay. So you're working together with them, but no matter what, it is measurable results that nobody's going to sit around and say you didn't deliver on it. It's pretty clear that you delivered.
So we have been audited by Fortune 500 companies. We've sat in front of CFOs of the largest restaurant chains. In fact, our fastest sale, like fastest sign up, is usually as we go through the CFO because of the measurability. It is fundamentally different. It is unlike anything anyone in this industry has ever seen before.
CFO versus what? So the slowest sale is through...
Well, I don't want to take any specific...
See, now I would have guessed it would have been a marketing thing. However, marketing people, I suppose, believe... you probably do approach a marketing person because you might not get to the CFO right away. But a marketing person might say, but maybe I caused this because I did this campaign or I did that.
Right.
The CFO is going to look at straight numbers and say, the cash or the charges don't lie, right?
So let's talk about the marketing department. So we are definitely the friend of the marketing department. Marketing departments will often talk in terms of segmentation. So they get to understand their users. They break those users down into different groups. And we work on top of that. I mentioned something that we kind of passed by, which is we have a control group for every user. That control group is based off of the transaction logs at every single restaurant that are not using our product or our partners' products. That control group picks up marketing campaigns, new menus, upgrades to your facilities. Anything that you're doing is picked up in there. And if you raise your control group line, it could reduce the incrementality of what we're able to drive.
Sure.
And that's okay. We're totally supportive of that. This is the way, almost every large restaurant chain has some type of loyalty program in place. Now, we can debate the economic positives and negatives of that type of program and the potential for cannibalization or the potential for discounting on something that was going to be bought anyway. But we live in harmony with that program because all of its effects are picked up in the control group.
Right.
And so everything we're doing is incremental on top of that.
Yeah, well, you can show that, and I think that certainly reduces the things. So a couple thoughts come to mind. So first of all...
Can I say one more thing on that?
Sure.
We also have a very robust API platform, and the idea is that it's very easy for a restaurant group to try us out, put their product onto our platform and see the results, get the measurability, see the results, see how it works on top of all of their existing programs in harmony without work. And then, if you like those results, you can use our APIs to drive this personalization into your own branded experiences, your own POS experience, your own training for your staff. All of that requires work. Step one requires no work, but if you like the results, we're a full enterprise suite that can then power that. But that's, a step two conversation.
Right. But in reality, you're earning your pay in it. You're providing usable data and measurement, which is why the CFOs like you. And there's not a question I'm investing in this and I'm not getting my return.
100%. Let me give you some metrics just to back that up. Our current return on investment, so net profit divided by costs across the entire restaurant industry, is 50%. That's an extraordinarily high return on investment. Now, there's other metrics like return on sales, which a lot of people use because they can't prove return on investment.
50% profitability or 50% increase in revenue on those people?
Return on investment. So for every dollar invested in the platform, they're getting $1.50 of profit back.
That's what I was
above
asking,
and beyond what they would have earned without us.
Okay, but it's in the profit, which really goes right to the bottom line.
We do everything on a profitability basis because that's really all that matters here.
Right.
So that's part one. Part two is as of this week, we have 10,350 merchants on the platform, which is extraordinary because it's growing at approximately 30% month over month. And for those merchants, we have an extraordinarily low churn rate. Merchants come on and they almost never come off.
Right. Well, why should they? I mean, if you continue to perform, why would they want to come off? Because if you're not performing, you're still connected. They may get a small amount, but there's no harm, in it. So a few things, because you've brought up a number of things. So first of all, the first thought that comes to mind is that based upon your Google background and approach, which you mentioned, you actually have done sort of this co-marketing approach. Let us prove it to you first, whereas Google might have you pay based on clicks and stuff. You've taken that approach, which is different from what a lot of other people have done, and you're giving them measurable results, which is also something that Google is known for, the analytics behind it and being able to do it. And then there was always that question about sharing data and where does that go? So I get that. It seems to me there are some things you can't control.
Okay.
And so I'm sort of wondering how much of a partner you become behind the scenes. So for instance, if you send people to them, and while you're measuring new customers, that's easy. When you're measuring an increase in the average check average because you go ahead and you set the bar, right? What you can't control is the service experience and things that they get. And I always used to look at that and I'd say, well, you could send me people and I can pay you. I will pay you for sending them to me, but I can't make you responsible if I didn't deliver on it, if I didn't provide a quality product, I didn't follow up. Are there things that you also are doing in the analysis that can help somebody to improve their business based upon what you see to say, hey, if I were selling a back office system, I would tell you that my tools are telling you which items are dogs, plow horses, stars, which are common terms, in that kind of thing. So just because something has a higher price, it may have a high food cost, whereas something a lower price has a better margin. And then the mix, if you add this to the menu, it may take away from other things that have a better profitability. So is there any way that you can actually help them to build the business besides acquiring new customers and increasing check that may give a better guest experience, like tying in, for instance, to social media where people are being rated?
Yep.
and saying, your rating scores are whatever. I don't know. I mean, where does that go?
So I think it's important to say, because everything is on a profit sharing basis, we are truly a partner with the merchant, with the restaurant. And because we're truly partners, we need them to succeed. It's not just that we want them to succeed. If we bring in a customer and we understand what motivates that consumer to come more often and buy more, if they then have a bad experience, it all falls apart.
Sure.
Right? So we're truly a partner. So our incentives are aligned, and in every way we can, we want to help them. And we do that because we can show them benchmarks about how their locations are performing against each other and against competition. Because we have all this conversion data about who's going by, who comes in, how much they buy. So we have a lot of interesting data that can help them give them benchmarks.
But you're clearly linked also to the check and the spend.
That's
you
correct.
know what the spend is. You may not know the detailed items on the check unless they give you that integration.
That's right.
But you know the spend. Well, on the other side, the operator, in fact, may be linking a customer comment program or social media to the check and the person as well. Is there any way that you can triangulate and you bring those in together?
Yeah. So today we don't do that, right? We are very, very good at the one thing that we're doing. We're not saying we're the only solution, right? What I am saying is that we are a full partner, meaning that we really want them to succeed, and so we try to give them as much data as possible to let them see what's working and not working within their locations. But we are not the only solution in terms of they also need to have other products and services so that they can.
You would work in line with those other products and services. Well, we appreciate the support of the industry, of the IFBTA. Global membership is a big thing to step into right away, and we're just glad to have you here. So, Alex, thank you very much for your time, and we'll look forward to seeing what GetUpside does in the years to come here.
Thank you.
With the growth and the vision that you have. Rob Grimes with the IFBTA and with Alex Kinnier from GetUpside. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Rob.